Hello, fourth graders, and welcome to Unit 3, Session 2.5. Okay, my name is Mrs. Elliott, and I am a fourth grade math teacher here at Roosevelt Elementary. Today, in this video, we are going to talk about how you can take a multiplication problem and how that multiplication problem is related to a division problem. Okay, so go ahead and grab your dry erase boards or grab you a sheet of paper and pencil, and I want you to copy down these two problems. You're going to copy down 15 times 6 equals, and 90 divided by 6 equals. Now, when you go to start working out these two problems, press pause on the video, and when you are finished, press play on the video and we'll pick back up and look at some strategies that you may have used to answer the questions 15 times 6 and 90 divided by 6. Press pause now. All right, welcome back, fourth graders. Let's take a peek at maybe how you decided to solve 15 times 6. Now, here are just two strategies that I came up with, but I know that there are many, many more. So let's look at the first strategy. I knew that 15 times 6 was repeated addition, 15 6 times. So I was going to add the number 15 6 times. And so what I did was I grouped my 15s together, and I knew that 15 plus 15 was 30. So then I went and grouped this 15 and this 15. I knew it was 30. And then I grouped this 15 and this 15, and I knew it was 30. And then I added 30 plus 30 plus 30, and that gave me 90. How many of you decided to do repeated addition? Give me a me too. All right. Another way that maybe you decided to do it was to break apart that big number of 15 into manageable pieces. Decompose it into your friendly numbers into pieces that you can handle. And we know that friendly numbers are numbers like 5 and 10. Those are easy for us. So how many of you decided that you were going to take the 15 and decompose it into 10 and 5? And so then you would say 10 times 6 plus 5 times 6. You still have the 15 because 10 plus 5 is 15, but this time you've broken it down into two more manageable pieces. And so we know that 10 times 6 is 60, and we know that 5 times 6 is 30, and 60 plus 30 equals 90. How many of you tried that strategy? Or maybe you tried something completely different, and that's okay, as long as you got the answer of 90. Okay? Now that was the multiplication problem, but we also had a division problem. We had 90 divided by 6. Is anyone seeing anything kind of similar about these two problems? I bet some of you are. And if you're not, that's okay. We're going to take a peek at it here in just a moment. But let's look at some ways that maybe you decided to work out 90 divided by 6 if you didn't see something the same with both of those problems. So maybe you said, okay, 90 divided by 6, I know that I need to skip count by 6s until I get to 90. Maybe you did that. Maybe you did. So you had 6, 12, 18, and so forth until you got to 90. Now that's not all that you have to do, because that's wonderful that you can skip count by 6s until you get to 90. But then you have to count, how many times did I skip count by 6s to get to 90? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 90 divided by 6 equals 15. Here's another strategy that maybe you used. Maybe you said, okay, I've got 90 pencils. We'll just say pencils. And I want to take those 90 pencils and give them evenly to my 6 friends. How many pencils are each of my 6 friends going to get? So maybe this is a friend, this is a friend, this is a friend, and so forth, and we've got 6 friends. And maybe you divvied out or divided out those 90 pencils evenly amongst your 6 friends, and then you went back and said, well, how many pencils did each of my friends get? These are tally marks, okay? So each of my friends got 15 pencils. Okay, so let's think about this. If 15 times 6 equaled 90, and 90 divided by 6 equals 15, do we see anything that's the same? Well, I see that I'm using the numbers 15, 6, and 90. I can also see that these 2 problems right here are part of the same fact family. 15 times 6 is 30, and 90 divided by 6 is 15. They're part of the same fact family. Could we use the 15 times 6 to help us solve 90 divided by 6? You can. And why don't we look at that with some arrays to see how they are the same, okay? So I've got my grid paper, my 1 centimeter grid paper, and I've drawn a 15 by 6, okay? Get my marker ready. I see that I have 15 rows, and I have 6 columns, okay? So I have a 15 by 6. Those are the dimensions. 15 by 6, okay? 15 times 6, okay? So where is the 15 in this representation? We just talked about it. We have 15 rows, okay? Where is the 6 in this representation? If you said 6 columns, nice job. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 columns, okay? Where do you see the product, the answer, in this drawing? Where do you see the product in this drawing? And if you said all of these little squares inside, nice job. You could count up all of these little squares if you wanted to, and it would equal 90, okay? How does this array show multiplication? Well, we know with multiplication that we can use an array to solve it, okay? So we can use rows times the columns. So that can show multiplication. It can also show the dimensions of this rectangle. So if we made this array to show 15 times 6, could it also show us 90 divided by 6? Think about that. If we've used this array to show us what 15 times 6 looks like, could this array also show us what 90 divided by 6 looks like? How could it do that? A while ago, we said that inside of here was 90 little squares. If we wanted to divide it into 6 groups, let's see what that would look like. All right. Hopefully you can read my little groups, my circles. So I circled my columns, okay? So I've said this is a group or a column. This is a group. This is a group. This is a group. this is a group, and this is a group. Well, then how would I know that there's 15 in each of those groups? If you said count the little squares inside of the big circle, that's exactly right. I could count these little squares right here inside of it, and it would give me 15. So this array, even though we made it for the multiplication problem of 15 times 6, could also help us solve 90 divided by 6. Okay? Now, in just a moment, you are going to be trying some of these problems on your own. You are going to look at how a multiplication problem can be related or help you solve a division problem. So remember what we talked about, guys. Multiplication problems can also help you solve a division problem. And when you make an array for a multiplication problem, you can also use an array to help you solve a division problem. All right, bye for now, and I'll see you soon.